Using the CallLogic Manager dashboard is very easy to use. It helps you monitor your users, and you would have gotten to this page from after logging into the website with your username and password for your manager dashboard. What I'm going to do is take you through not every little thing, but the main important things that you'll need to get up and running on the dashboard to be able to start monitoring your users' accounts. What we're going to do is Campaign Management tab first. The scripts, the coaching three-way contacts, and this is also where you do live transfer calls, and the email templates are the three that I'm going to go over here. What this does is gets the information into the manager dashboard so that your users have access to seeing this information when they're in their dialing campaigns individually. This helps you to where you don't have to log into their individual accounts every single time to make changes to scripts or whoever they need to contact for the coaching three-way or transfer calls or those email templates. So very quickly we'll see campaign script. It's a simple process. Click on the new template, name the script, copy and paste or type in the body to be able to put that script in. Now, the individual users cannot change or access the script unless they're on the dialing page is when they can pull it up and see it, but they cannot make changes to it from their individual accounts. Moving forward, the coaching three-way contacts, this is building your Rolodex of people that your callers will be able to select to either do a coaching call, a three-way call, or transfer that call over to. Email templates is very similar. Click on the new template. You're able to manage attachments and attach anything to the email template here by selecting after you've uploaded something, or you can upload something new that's provided into the email template ready to go. This will provide your callers with the ability to select this template again on the dialing page only. Moving forward, we're going to go to the Monitor Record tab here. Campaign monitoring is the biggest feature of this manager dashboard. What this does is it helps you go in and see who's logged in, who's not logged in, who's actually making calls at the very moment, who has been making calls. As you can see here, we've got Jenna Barbosa, Ashley Career. They've made the calls earlier today. They've made 3 calls each. But here I've got Jackie Jelfs into a campaign at the very moment. So as you can see over here with the legend, if they're in a campaign, it'll be a green check mark if they're just logged in, orange triangle, or red X if they're logged off of the account. So with Jackie being in a campaign at the very moment, I'm able to click on her name now. And once I do that, it's going to take me into what's happening live. So I can see that on the current call, she's talking to Nicole Martinez. She has been under this campaign information. It tells me when she called her, how long she's been on the call, how many calls she's made so far, how many of those calls have connected, total how long she's actually talking, and then also kind of the average talk time. So this allows you to really see what she's doing in real time. Also up here, I can go ahead and go into monitor mode, and I can either click in to listen to her calls, and it would give me a number to call into right here, and a PIN number. So I, as the manager or supervisor, would pick up my phone, call into this number, put the PIN number in. Then I would go ahead and tell the system I want to listen to her calls, or I want to go ahead and start recording the calls. Now I can record the calls without calling in, obviously, but once I've logged into this CallLogic connection, I'll also be able to do a whisper, which means I can talk to Jackie while she's on the phone with Nicole. Nicole will never hear me on the phone. I can barge in on the call, making it a 3-way conversation. That way I can definitely connect with Nicole as well as Jackie. Once you've clicked start on the recording, then obviously you can click the stop once you're done recording, and so on and so forth. So this is the main, so to speak, bread and butter of what the dashboard allows you to be able to do. Listen into the calls for training purposes, recording those calls to put your CSR back in front of the same call so they can listen to themselves making those calls. So it's moving on. That's the campaign monitoring under the monitor record. Schedule recording. If you don't want to actually go and listen to the calls individually in real time, you can choose a person of your callers to go ahead and schedule a time to record. So if I know she's going to be calling tomorrow, I'm going to choose the start time and end time for tomorrow, and then the actual time frame, I know she's going to be calling, let's say 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and then I'm going to schedule it. So what it's going to do is it's going to schedule for Ashley's account to be able to start recording her calls as soon as she logs in and starts making those calls tomorrow night from 5 to 8 p.m. All right, moving on to the account management. This tab you don't really need to access other than changing more logistical things. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over it. If you do have any more questions in regards to that, feel free to call in to our customer support team. The List tab helps you manage the list for your users. So in this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 users here. Instead of going into each individual account and loading lists into each of their accounts, having to remember their usernames, their passwords, the Manager dashboard allows me to access those accounts all in a one-stop shop feel here. So if I want to get a list into Ashley's account, all I have to do is come here and click on the Manage for her account. It's going to take me into a back door, so to speak, into her account. So what I'm able to do is come here, click on the List tab, import the list, choose the file that I want to import to her account. I'm going to name that file, and then I'm going to click Next. And then it's the same loading, importing process that you're used to with your accounts. I'm going to match over, so what I see over in the first row, match over here, last name to last name, phone number to phone number. If I don't want that data for that user, I can skip over it. If I wanted something specific, I can choose user define and go ahead and type in here what that column would be, as well as anything else. So once I'm done there, I can click import. She already has that list in there right now, obviously, so it didn't pull that list in right now, but it would have pulled in the 7 if she did not already have that demo list in. One of our sales reps does demos, and this is her demo account. So that is the list. So once I'm done pulling the list into it successfully, I don't have to log out of her account or anything like that. I simply just come up here and close this box, which is, again, remember, is kind of the back door into Ashley's account. So that's a list loaded in for her. Now I can go into Jackie's account. I can manage that list there, go in and import. Now say I wanted to import the list from our integration partner, Colex Dates. So I can come over here, access their website. Okay, I'm going to click into here. It's going to take me over to the Kohl's website. Again, I can sign in, pull my list over, and then go ahead and it'll pull into that account. Once I'm done, I just simply close that, and then I can go in, and then it'll be into Jackie's account. All right, so that's how you pull the list into the different accounts. You can just keep working off of this screen, click Manage to be able to go into the next person's account, so on and so forth. So let's move on to the reports. Here's where you really can get into checking up on your users, making sure they're doing their calling, how long they're doing it, how it's going. The activity and campaign reports basically work as just an overview of what's going on. So the activity reports break it down per detail in the sense of how many times they're logging into their accounts, making campaigns, logging out. I can do a report for all of my agents, or I can go ahead and just go into one of my agents. Say I wanted to see what Ashley's been doing over the last week or so. I can go ahead and do that, pull open that list, and then go ahead and go and look at the different campaigns. And then what I can do is go ahead and see that she's logged in this many times for this many calls, this is connected, and then I'm able to check in and see what Ashley's doing there. So that's the activity report showing you a more detailed encounter on what's going on with those. Now I can come down here and do a campaign report, and what I can show is also I can look into Ashley, see what she's done over the last month, and then search and see more of just an overview picture. So in general, how many calls has Ashley made over the last month, how many of those have connected, what the disposition breakdown was for those accounts, and then I can also select for the people who provide information. I can select on one disposition, it'll pull out the info to the right. I can go ahead and do all of the phone data, it'll pull everything out to the right here as well. Then I can go ahead and export that to an Excel document to be able to get that into something I can save to my computer. So campaign report gives you overall picture of what's going on. Activity report breaks it down per actual activity, what they're doing when they're doing it. The recording schedule history, as you can see, we scheduled a recording for Ashley tomorrow. So we're going to look up Ashley's tomorrow, and then we'll be able to see that we've recorded or that we've scheduled recording. Whenever it actually records, that's when it shows up here. So as right now, it says no records found because it hasn't recorded her calls yet. It's obviously not tomorrow. So in this case, once it starts recording and it already has some successful recordings for Ashley's calling campaigns, they will show up here in this list. I can go ahead and look at my other people here as well. It just breaks it all down for your different agents. Okay, so that is the recording schedule and the history. Monitoring history just basically shows you what you've done for the monitoring. So let's go and find Jackie since we did her today. So it can show right here that I went ahead and went into Jackie's account today at 11:22 to do some monitoring. So that is the manager dashboard, so to speak, in a nutshell, to be able to get you using the key features of monitoring and listening to your agent or to your users' accounts as they're doing their calling campaigns. So quick recap, campaign management is used to set their accounts up for them to use their accounts, as well as the list tab to get those lists into their accounts. The monitor, record, and the reports tab are more for you to be able to utilize those tools to monitor what your users are doing. Good luck using the manager dashboard. Again, if you do have any questions, you are more than free to call 855-282-7297 to be able to get some extra training in more detail. My name is Jenna. Thanks so much. Have a great day.